Today we're going to be taking a look at some of the Japanese products that I'm buying and selling. I do believe that the Japanese market is a little bit underappreciated, and I honestly just don't think it's been talked about enough. There's a lot of potential and upside in most Japanese products. We're going to get into 3 products that I'm currently buying and 2 products that I'm currently selling. We're going to talk about how the Japanese market works and why I believe these are good pickups or good sells at this current time. Let's go ahead and get into it. The first item that I am currently buying a whole bunch of, this is probably the most obvious thing to buy right now, but Vmax Climax boxes are currently sitting around $54 on eBay if you buy them in bulk. You can also couple that with eBay Bucks programs, credit card rewards, and you can get your cost basis down to right around $48 to $49 if you utilize all of those potential cashback options. I did buy a whole bunch of these on the last eBay Bucks promotion, and I'm really glad that I did. This set is just absolutely amazing. If I had to compare it to a recent set that's performed really well, I would actually compare it to Ultra Shiny GX, which is the Japanese Hidden Fates. The Hidden Fates set is just very similar to me because the Shiny Vault and the Trainer Gallery are just very similar concepts. Both really amazing cards that are highly collectible. There's also a lot of really good secret rare trainer cards on the inside of VMAX Climax. You got the Melanie, you have Bay, you have other full art trainers, and then you have the really cool gold cards. There's 8 of those total, and there's 92 secret rares on the inside of VMAX Climax. So I would actually compare it to the Ultra Shiny GX in terms of what the actual set is like. Price potential, believe it or not, the Ultra Shiny GX is sitting right around $450 a box right now, and that set was printed more than 3 times. There's some rumors out there that it was printed 4 times total, but for sure there was 3 printings of Ultra Shiny GX. So far there's been 2 printings of VMAX Climax, and I do believe that there's going to be even more printings of VMAX Climax. I think there's going to be at least 1 more. But this is the best Sword and Shield set that has released so far on the Japanese end. It's so much fun to open. There's so many cool cards on the inside. This is by far the best set that has released in the Sword and Shield block. The price comparison to Ultra Shiny GX isn't quite what I think this has long-term potential for. I do believe the price potential is actually more similar to Tag All-Stars, around $200 a box in the next 3 years. It's kind of my expected price point for these, with it being such an awesome set. It could eventually get up to that $450, $500 price tag. I just don't think it's going to quite make it to that amount just because there's no like super high-end chase card like the Shiny Charizard in the Ultra Shiny GX. There is a Charizard card and Rayquaza card and some other really good cards on the inside of this, but there's no like high-end chase card that people are paying tons and tons of money for. There's just a lot of really good mid-range cards that really hold up the value of this box. I honestly think if I open up this box right now, I would actually make a profit off of the cards on the inside. That's just how good of a set this is. The first thing that I'm currently selling is the Ultra Force SM5 Plus high class box. There's 18 packs on the inside of this box. Honestly, this is just a terrible set. I picked these up about 4 months ago when they were sitting right around $50 to $55 on eBay and on other various buying sites like Plaza Japan and Nin. And I just thought it was a really low price for a high-class box that was as old as this one is. So I picked up a whole bunch of these boxes, expecting there to be, a little bit of a market shift on these once people realized how inexpensive these high-class boxes were. I honestly don't recommend trying to time the market, but sometimes you just see older products that are really inexpensive that are just due for an increase in price. Currently, these boxes are sitting right around $130 to $140. They did kind of peak upwards of $150 to $160. I only have a couple of these left. I did sell most of these around $145, and I'm really glad I did. The best card on the inside of this set is the Gold Metal Frying Pan. There's also a Rainbow Rare Dialga and a Rainbow Rare Palkia card. But other than that, this is just a really bad set that really does not deserve the price tag over $100. There's a reason why this box sat at $50 to $55 for as long as it did. It just wasn't a good set. And I'm going to go ahead and sell these while I can still profit off of them. It's just a supply and demand issue. People like collecting sealed product, and that's what caused the price to go up. The next product that I'm currently buying are the Starbirth S9 booster boxes. This is just an amazing set. This is the only Japanese set that correlated to Brilliant Stars that was not a specialty set. Every other set that's inside of Brilliant Stars was a high-class box, such as VMAX Climax or the Start Deck 100s. Everything else from Brilliant Stars came from this one set. This set includes the Alt Art Charizard, the Rainbow Rare Charizard V-Star, the Full Art Charizard, the regular Charizard V-Star, and the regular Charizard V. It also has the Alt Art Arceus card with the gold Arceus V-Star. There's a lot of high-end potential for this set. I honestly would compare this set right now to how Eevee Heroes is performing. Eevee Heroes is performing so well because it has a lot of high-end chase card Vmax cards on the inside of it. All of the Evolution cards are inside of Eevee Heroes, and then the other ones are inside of the Blue Sky Stream and Skyscraping Perfect sets that are much, much lower in price. I believe that this set could push $200 as soon as it's confirmed to no longer be reprinted. It's just a really, really fun set to open. I actually prefer opening up Starbirth over Brilliant Stars because every time you open up a Starbirth box, you actually do get V-Star cards. You don't always get a V-Star card out of Brilliant Stars. Opening up Starbirth is just a lot more fun, and honestly, it has a lot of high-end potential because of the awesome cards that are on the inside. If I had to compare it to something that's recently gone up in price, it would be Eevee Heroes, just based on the high-end potential of the chase cards on the inside. Current price for these right now, you can pick them up on eBay for right around $65 if you buy them in bulk. I always recommend, if you're able to buy in bulk, always utilize cashback rewards as well. That's how you get the best possible cost basis, and it lowers your downside risk. You always want to take as little risk as possible when you're buying and selling and investing in anything. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just a guy who likes shiny cardboard. If you want some real good information or professional advice, make sure you guys seek out somebody who actually knows what they're talking about. But right now, I'm picking up a lot of these Starbirth boxes. I think that the price on these is going to go up considerably as soon as the supply starts to run out. With there only being one set newer than Starbirth, it's going to take a little bit of time for that product to flush itself out. But as soon as it starts to dry up, that box is going to perform very, very well. If there was going to be a reprint of Starbirth, they probably would have announced it by now. With how the Japanese Pokemon company works, whenever they're going to reprint something, they usually announce it within the first month after a set releases. And they're pretty good about keeping everybody up to date on what's coming. And there hasn't really been a lot of news on a Starbirth reprint, so what's out there could be all that's out there. But they have been changing a lot of their normal policies quite a bit since the Sword and Shield block. I honestly separate the Sword and Shield base set onwards and the Sun and Moon era and anything previous to that, because honestly, before the Sword and Shield base set, they really didn't reprint stuff a whole lot, and ever since Sword and Shield's come out, they've honestly been reprinting everything quite a bit. So I do kind of separate those because I do believe that anything before Sword and Shield base set's pretty safe from a reprint. Anything Sword and Shield base on while it's still in standard there's a high chance it's going to be reprinted. All right, the next thing that I am currently selling, I actually don't have any of these. I sold my entire position, or I've opened up my entire position of Eevee Heroes. I know that sounds kind of crazy. Eevee Heroes is probably the second best Japanese set that's come out since the Sword and Shield base set. The reason why I sold my entire position of Eevee Heroes is because honestly, whenever the Evolving Skies reprint happens, I do believe there's going to be a large deflation on Eevee Heroes, just because as the English prices fluctuate, it does affect the Japanese market quite a bit. And whenever the English prices start to go down, Japanese prices start to go down, then the box prices will soon follow. I think in the short term, Eevee Heroes is going to come down in price. I don't believe that in the long term, it's going to stay at that low price. Long term, it's going to be an amazing Rockstar set. But for right now, I was able to sell all of my Eevee Hero boxes for $170. And I think the price is right around $160 right now if you want to buy them for yourself on eBay. So they have already started to come down just a little bit. I just believe that whenever an Evolving Skies reprint happens, the price is going to come down even further. I could be wrong, and I could end up having to pay more than what I sold my boxes for to buy back into Eevee Heroes. This is more of just a gamble, and I'm really hoping that it pays off just so I can have some extra money to put into other sets. I personally bought all of my Eevee Heroes booster boxes at $67 at a pre-release price a few months before the set came out. So there is quite a bit of a profit margin between the $67 what I paid and the $170 at what I sold. And hopefully I can buy back in somewhere around $130 at the very most after that reprint happens. That's best case scenario. Worst case scenario, I have to spend more money to buy back in, because long term Eevee Heroes is going to do really, really well. You never want to say it's guaranteed, but between Vmax, Climax, and Eevee Heroes, those sets are just so good that they're going to perform really, really well long term. All right, the next box that I'm buying quite a bit of, as you can tell, I'm really a big fan of high-class Japanese boxes. They always perform really, really well. I've been buying 25th anniversary booster boxes since they've come out. Honestly, these boxes rock bottom priced at around $43. I bought most of my position between $50 and $43, and I've actually been buying them as they've been going back up as well. They're currently sitting right around $70 or so, and this is just a really, really good example of what buying the dip looks like. A lot of people started dumping these 25th anniversary boxes when they figured out that the promo packs had all of the classic collection like Charizard, Blastoise, Venusaur, Goldstar, Umbreon on the inside. The only thing on the inside of this box is really the Gold Mew. You have the Pikachu V Union and some other cards. There's just really no shot that this box is ever going to go lower than that $43 price. I can't believe it ever got to that $43 price. To me, that's just absolutely crazy for a 25th anniversary item. To be able to pick it up at that price was just an absolute steal in my opinion. It's still even a good buy at the $70, which it's selling for right now in my opinion. In 10 years, people are going to look back and be like, how in the world did I let this slip by me at $43 a box when it's selling for, you know, a couple $100 a box? Even without the high-end chase cards, it's still the 25th anniversary box, and it just has a lot of high-end potential in my opinion as a sealed product. It doesn't really matter what is on the inside of a box like this. It's just the sealed product. People are going to want the 25th anniversary stuff to add to their collection. And this is a really, really good display piece. It's just a really, really good item in general. I'm really glad that I was able to pick up a whole bunch of these at that price. And I'm going to continue buying these as the price goes up because I do believe the price of these is going to continue to go up. There isn't any rumors or any news of another printing of these coming. So what's out there could be all that's out there. And if you haven't got your hands on this, this is one of the safer things to pick up by far. If you go back and you look at CP6, which is the 20th anniversary box, that sells for over $1,000 right now a box. This might even be closing in on $1,500. I haven't checked on it in a few months, but obviously there's no Charizard, you know, high-end chase card or anything like that inside of this box. But in just 5 years, that box went to over $1,000 as the 20th anniversary set. So if the 25th anniversary box only does 10% as good as the 20th anniversary box over the next 5 years, it's still going to be an absolute home run. Let me know what you guys think of these buy and sell pickups from the Japanese market. If you have any questions or anything you'd like me to answer in future videos, make sure you leave a comment down below. I'm going to leave a link to another video as well, and I'll see you in the next one.